Good morning, everybody. Today, I shall be talking about minimalistic and stress-free living. I have observed that many of us continuously buy things due to the mall culture in our country. Everybody is attracted to buy things which are not even required in our life. And many companies are putting their ads such as 50% free, one free on the purchase of one. In such kind of ad, we get attracted and we keep buying things without even realizing that it is adding to the stress in our life. As a psychologist, I had been observing this phenomena in my own life. And I realized that if we live through minimalistic lifestyle or minimalistic living, then our life can be very much comfortable, and it can make our living very comfortable, and it can help us in living a meaningful life. So I start here with what is minimalistic living. Though minimalization or minimalism can be defined in many different ways, there is typically one common unifying theme to the movement, that is a philosophy of living simply or living with less. Means we live our life with lesser things. Minimalism is the intentional promotion of things we most value in life by removing anything that attracts us from it. Means we should learn to live life with those things which we really value or which are the essential things for our life and which we value the most. Say, for example, the essential requirements for a comfortable living has to be identified by us, and we should collect only such things which are essential for us and remove those things from life which are distracting us from a meaningful life. Minimalism can be applied to many areas of our lives, such as our schedules. We can apply minimalism in our schedules, our relationships, and more. But a central part of minimalistic living is often the home. Now, when we make approach to understand what is minimalistic living, then my thoughts which I'm sharing here is when every person who is living in this world can practice minimalism differently. My concept of minimalism can be different than your concept. But in a home or in a minimalistic home, it is very intentional, or a minimalistic home is very intentional. You can make out that each possession which is there in that house is for a reason. Say, for example, a washing machine, maybe an oven, or say, for example, certain vessels, a cooker, or certain items or certain clothes which are essentially required for us to live a comfortable life. So minimalistic living typically involves what things or how we can make our life more comfortable and more stress-free. As I said that living in a minimalistic style is the one where you collect minimum things, or you live with minimum items, or you live with only the essential items. Now, how can we do this? For that, I'm suggesting decluttering. Second is organizing and minimizing your home, all in order to lead a simpler and more purposeful lifestyle. Now, what are the benefits? Basically, why I am suggesting minimalistic living. So, what are the benefits? We have to understand that. The first one is more money. When we buy fewer items in our home, means we have saved, or we save more money, as you will be buying less and taking care of less. So, when we have less items, when we buy less items, we save our money. So that is called more money. And we have to spend less towards the maintenance. And if we buy more items, we have to spend more time, more money, more energy in the maintenance of those items. What's more is that you will realize that your money can be used for better things than just buying possessions, including more experiences and quality time with family. So the point here is, if you buy less, you save money, because the money required for unnecessarily spending towards collection of unnecessary items will be controlled. The maintenance part will be controlled, and the money which we will save, in short, will be uh, collected as our saving, and that saving can be used for some experiences, like maybe you can plan a vacation, you can take your children to some animal park, or you can take them for enjoying their life, and you can spend some quality time with your family. So here we are spending towards collecting the experiences and not collecting the things. The second important point of uh, benefit of minimalistic living is more time. If you live with fewer items in your home, you will spend less time in cleaning, in organizing, and therefore you will allow yourself to have more time available in your day to engage in what matters most to you. So, in short, as I said, by minimalistic living, you will have more money. Same, I say here that by minimalistic living, you will have more time in hand, because you will be spending less time in organizing, less time in cleaning. Say, I'm taking one example here. If you have 10 clothes, you will wash those 10 clothes in less water, then less, detergent. Then you will spend less on ironing of these clothes. You will require less space, less cupboard space. So, smaller cupboard will do for you. Then you will spend less time in organizing these clothes in your cupboard. You will require less time in overall arrangement of the lesser items or lesser clothes. This is just an example I try to give. And the time which you will have uh, as a spare time, you can always use that time for the purpose of some uh, creative activity, maybe some entertainment activity. Maybe you can spend more time with your children and make the most out of it. The third benefit is improved well-being. If we adopt the minimalistic living, our overall well-being will be improved. Means a minimalistic home is significantly less stressful. Means owning less stuff means we have less stress in life. Say, for example, if you have some furniture in your home, and that furniture is enough for you to sit, relax, watch TV, or maybe read newspaper, etc., etc. But you go to a mall and see the sale and you purchased few more furniture. You bring certain more possessions and you increase the furniture in your house. Slowly you will realize that the added furniture is basically controlling your life. Means you will have less space to move around in your own house. Children will have less space to play in the house. And you will end up either hiring services for maybe cleaning the dust, or you will be spending more time in cleaning and maintaining the furniture. Overall, it is going to affect your well-being at some point of time. So every increased possession, whether in drawing room or in your bedroom or in your cupboard or in short in your house, adds increased anxiety onto the life. Even I never realized it earlier, but gradually I have started realizing that anything new which I purchase slowly adds to my anxiety and stress. So everything that we own has to be taken care of or has to be handled by us. We cannot blame some third person for this added stress. We are the ones who went to the shopping mall, and we are the ones who purchased the item because at the first instance we liked it, and the agency or the shop is declaring some kind of discount. So that traps us in the buying situation. And when we come home, we somehow adjust that item in our home surrounding, and gradually it starts adding to the stress. The fourth benefit is good for environment. If we start living with less items or by buying less and using less, we will also be reducing our consumption of the planet's natural resources. So basically, we all have to be consciously involve ourselves in reducing our consumption of electricity, water, and other necessities which we are getting in ample at present from the environment. But if we live in minimalistic style, we will require less water for the maintenance. For example, if we buy, say, lot of furniture, then once in a while we have to wash them. We have to, suppose we buy more automobile, we have to spend towards its cleaning, and then we spend lot of our natural resources, especially the water, we use lot of water in cleaning and maintaining those purchased items, which is certainly not good for the environment. So we have to learn to preserve the environmental resources, and we have to also teach saving the natural environmental resources to our youngsters and to our children. The other benefit of minimalistic living is more gratitude and mindfulness. Living with less will allow you to find more gratitude in the things you have. In a physical space, minimalizing or minimalism allows you to appreciate a few things in a deeper way than having lot of cluttered stuff. When we have less items, we have less furniture, we have less clothes, less shoes, less chappals, maybe less crockery, then we develop the attitude of gratitude towards those items. And it has a lot in common with mindfulness in that it encourages you to consider what you include or don't include in your life. Means we become grateful towards those items which we have and which are giving us the good service. Say, if I have one good car, see, and that car is giving me the services of transportation. It is helping me to go from one place to another place. And I am maintaining it with less water, with less amount of petrol or diesel. I am valuing the cleanliness of my car, and I am grateful to the Almighty that I have one car. So, in my mind, I am satisfied, happy, and I have more gratitude. But if I have three, four cars, I will be confused, first of all, which car to be taken, on which day, on at which place. I will be required to spend the water for cleaning four cars. I will be required to fill in petrol or diesel in all the cars to keep them ready to move anytime. And maybe I will fail as a parent to teach the gratitude among my own children or grandchildren. Now, how we can start living in a minimalistic way? So today I am giving you few tips which I have, learned, and I'm practicing them. And I'm realizing that it is helping me to live a stress-free life and a life which is less with anxiety and pressure. So these all tips which I will be discussing, they are basically being practiced by me. Now you have to focus on one room at a time. If you want to live in a minimalistic way, focus on one room at a time. Oftentimes, the hardest part about minimizing your home is knowing where to start. So this is one of the questions asked by many of my clients who are, suffering from some kind of stress because of so much of clutter in their house. So my point is that you can take one room at a time. One thing that is clear, though, is that it is overwhelming to try to tackle an entire house at once. You cannot really do justice to live in a minimalizing way by considering the whole house at a time. So you pick up one room, maybe your bedroom, maybe the kitchen, or maybe the drawing area, or rather, we can decide where is the maximum stress. So you should focus on one room at a time. Direct your energy and time into the easiest room first, and then use that as an inspiration for other rooms as you go through the rest of the house. So first you can choose the room which is easiest. Now, by giving you an example, I would say that first I chose the storeroom and started working on the storeroom. I realized that clearing the clutter from the storeroom is a very challenging task. So I shifted myself to the children's bedroom and started decluttering in that room. If you have some difficulty in deciding, you can ask some specific questions to yourself. The first question is, do I need it? You pick up a thing and you ask this question to yourself, do I need this item? Second question, do I use it? Third question, what would I use if I did not have it? And why do I have it? So these are some of the questions you can ask yourself. The answer will come from within. And then the first step which you will do is declutter by keeping only the essentials. What you will do is you will start decluttering, and a good rule of thumb is to keep only such items which are truly essential and meaningful to you. You will have two sections. In one section, you can keep the items which you don't require. In second section, you will keep the items which you essentially require. So the ones which you essentially require, you will keep them in the shelf. Out of the lot which you don't require, You will again make two sections. Some items which you sometimes require and the item which you don't require at all. So here you are actually segregating. Then you move through your room from easiest to hardest, touching and cleaning each item and deciding, is this something that is bringing value to my life? Is it something which I require? Is it something that is helping me create the home which I always visualize? Or is it something which is distracting me and adding stress to my life? So every time you pick up an item, you are asking these questions. Is it adding value? Is it helping me to create the home which I wanted? Or is it something which is simply distracting me, adding stress in my life, and creating the issues of cleaning and maintaining and requiring the manpower, etc., etc. So declutter, which is very essential. People have a habit of, keeping things on the shelf. Then the things which are not fitting in the shelves and cupboards, they are making some additional space under their bed. In the bed cupboards, they are storing things. Then they are storing things above the cupboard in some additional shelves. And they are also then shifting the stuff to the storeroom, or many times in flats, I have seen that such items are being kept in the balconies, which is adding to the uh, garbage in the balcony areas. An example of a woman which I can give here, who was, say, about 80 kg in weight, was fitting in double XL clothing. But earlier she used to fit in single XL. Much earlier to that, she was fitting in XL and then also in large. Now, what this lady is doing, that the large, the XL, the single XL, all these dresses, she's organizing very nicely in different type of pouches and organizers, which are easily available in the market now. She goes, she buys, she organizes them, and she systematically writes over there the XL, the L, the, maybe single XL, and so on and so forth. She says, or she thinks, that one day she will fit into these sizes. Now, her ambitions to fit in those sizes is good enough. But is she really making an effort to fit into those sizes? No. So why, the question here is, why to store those items which are very, very unrealistically kept in the house, and it is adding to the space crunch and stress. So there are two types of stress here. One is not reducing in sizes. Second is the space in the cupboard, the space under the bed, the space above the cupboard are all blocked because of imaginary ideas. So that is, again, you all have to think, is it the right thing to do? Now, the second thing, while decluttering, you have to do is start with the visible areas first. People start, removing from the cupboards and then below the bed, and they start decluttering in that way. But my concept is that stress is basically being added due to the things which are in the visible areas. So look at the visible area. Once you have chosen a room to focus on, the good approach is to start with the visible areas first. So things like open shelves, furniture, things on the floor, before moving on to the hidden areas in the room, like organizing your drawers, cabinet, closet, etc. So first you have to declutter from the visible area. Once you remove unnecessary items from the visible area, you will realize that a lot of your stress is reduced. Then you can enter in drawers or cupboards, cabinets, etc. This way, you will be able to actually see your progress also, and it can be immensely satisfying and gratifying to you because you have removed all such items which are in the visible area, which are not required by you, and which are putting pressure on you on daily basis to clean and to maintain. So this is second thing, start with the visible area. Third is limit your decorations to meaningful items. Now, I have seen many of the people, with them the problem is that over the years, they tend to collect decorations that doesn't hold any specific meaning to them in their present life. Means in 1988, I went to Kashmir, I purchased this. Then in 1990, I went to Shillong. From there, I purchased this. Then I went to maybe London and I purchased such and such item. All those are purchased from different country or cities or states, and they are all lying in my drawing room. And I consider them as a item of decoration. So daily I have to do the dusting and cleaning. Or maybe I have to hire a staff by spending more money to do the dusting. So when it comes to home decor, it is easy to want to adorn your house with various beautiful items you got on sale or spotted at your local home goods store. But if you want to commit to a minimalistic home, it is best to limit your decorations to ones that hold special value or meaning. Means if you have purchased some item You can remove that from your decoration, but you can certainly keep the painting done by your child or by your grandchild or by one of your close relative in the drawing room for decoration. My point here is that many times people gift get the gift from others and they keep on arranging them in the drawing room, or they themselves purchase certain items and they keep on decorating those items in the drawing room, and slowly the drawing room becomes a big garbage store where many things which you really do not value, they are also lying. So remove those items which are not valuable and keep the items which are valuable and which has certain emotions attached to it, or few beautiful photographs which are very close to your memory. The fourth essential tip is tidy up regularly. It is one thing to effectively transform your home to minimalistic one, but it is another to keep it that way for good. Your home is a space that is continuously being lived in, so it is inevitable that things will start to get messy after a while. Means in a period of 1 week, in a period of 15 days, whatever arrangement you make, that gets messy. So you require daily attention to some items or some spaces. Some spaces will require weekly attention, and some spaces need the seasonal attention. And who will decide this? You will decide. Your plants might require daily attention. Your monuments or maybe your paintings or your photographs may require some weekly attention. And your fixed furnitures, cabinets, closets, these may require seasonal attention. Depending upon your usage or depending upon the value it has in your life, you will decide to tidy up the areas to reduce your stress from that area. And another thing which is very important tip, which I'm giving here, is resist the temptation to buy more. Now, this is very, very important, that you have to resist the temptation to buy more. Now, there are many companies which are continuously advertising, and they are continuously tempting us to buy things. And we are caught in that temptation. So figure out what your taste is and what makes you happy in your space and what may reduce your stress. It can be especially hard to buy few things in an age of constant and pervasive advertising. I have met few women who are all the time surfing through their internet or through the newspaper where the advertisement is given about the sale. And whenever there is a sale, They go and buy. They don't ask this question, do I need it? Their answer to them is, I don't need it, but there is a sale. That is why I advise turning down advertisements as much as you can. Don't look at them. Whether that means unsubscribing your emails, watching less television, or throwing away the junk mails. It is possible. If there is an advertisement about 50% sale, the first question you can ask to yourself is, do I need this item? The answer is no. There will be another temptation. Oh my God, but there is a sale of more than 50%. What do I do? You have to still answer yourself that I don't need it. I do have sufficient such items in my house. Let that be used, let that be thrown, and then again I will buy. These sales and advertisements are the part of life. They will continue. So you shouldn't be trapped in the advertising agency's attraction. This can also mean rejecting materialism to focus more on the items that are actually meaningful to you. Think about what are the things that you really like versus what are the things that, like materialism or advertising, has caused you to like. You have to make the difference here between the real life, which is essential to be lived peacefully and happily, and you have to actually remove the materialism from your life, which is basically caused by the advertisements. So find your purpose. Here are one of the most important parts of minimalistic living. If you are thinking of starting to live more minimally in your home, take time to reflect on why you are doing it. So, minimalistic living has to be thought sincerely, seriously. It should be given the serious thought. Whether that's because you want to save more money, so saving money can be one of the, target or your purpose, or saving time, less time, on maintenance. Spend more time with the family. Your purpose can be save money, say second, save time. Third can be spend time with the family, or even because you want to retire early and enjoy your retirement years. Especially in retirement years, you don't want to really spend the whole day in cleaning, maintaining, and arranging things. You want to see things, you want to experience life, you want to spend time with your grandchildren, you want to have good family time with your friend, with your family, extended family members, or maybe you want to have good time with your friends. This is especially important because ultimately minimalistic living is about leading a more intentional life of purpose. So you find your own purpose, you find why you want to live through minimalization or by minimalistic approach. How are you going to reduce your stress, your anxiety, and how you can make your life more peaceful, more happy. Compare these two situations. I'm cleaning the space, I am arranging the space, I am relocating the space, etc., etc. Or I'm just having a cup of tea with my grown up child and discussing his life plans. Or I'm spending my time with my pets, or I'm spending my time in watching the good movie, or I'm spending a very meaningful time with my spouse, or I'm going for a, picnic with some of my friends. You have to compare. Are you going to be like a robot, or are you going to live life like a human being? So this was the presentation which I wanted to have, and this minimalistic living is, um, you know, a very new uh, concept, and the goal of minimalism isn't just to own less stuff, but to live a more meaningful life than the one I am living. So, the whole purpose of minimalizing is not to have only less stuff. I'm not promoting the idea to have less stuff. I'm promoting the idea to have only valuable items. Own only those items, keep only those items in your life which is adding value to your life, which is making you less stressful, and which is making you live meaningful life than the one I am living. So, with the help of this presentation, I am expecting that I have floated a concept, and although many of us are in a way realizing this at the age of 50 or 60, but to the youngsters also, I'm interested to encourage living a minimalistic life so that their life can become more easy, and they will spend better time with each other. They will be giving more time to their spouses and to their children. So please keep this approach in your mind and live a happy and stress free life. Thank you so much.